Greetings and welcome to this video. Thanks so much for coming by and checking out the video, checking out the channel. This is a different kind of video than what I usually do on this channel. It's not a Love Seat Therapist episode, and it's not an eye information, and it's not an oracle reading or a tarot spread. Okay, we want to talk about the Mercury retrograde. It's been obviously front and center in everybody's minds for the past week, and it will be for several more weeks. And these keep coming up. They're going to come up multiple times throughout the year. Mercury is a fast and speedy little guy. So this is information that I think we have gotten too easily hung up on a fear of the word retrograde and not understanding that this is an opportunity for us that we don't want to miss. So that is the purpose of this video. I welcome you. It's going to be a little bit longer. Come on in, sit down, get comfortable, get your drink, whatever else you want, and just relax. You may want to take notes. There will be a checklist at the end of the video that'll capture everything. So you don't have to worry about taking notes if you don't want to. If you feel so inclined and would like to like this video and subscribe to the channel if you have not already done so, I would love for you to do that. It does help the YouTube algorithm, help other people find this video, find this channel, if they're looking for this kind of thing as well. Okay? So with having said all of that, this is the only video so far that I've ever done on this channel that is actually scripted, although I'm still not doing editing, and this is multiple times now that I've started this, so we're still continuing on our path, taking our time, going slow, and redoing it as necessary with the retrograde and working with the retrograde. Okay? I just felt it was too important to miss any point here. I've been receiving this information from my guides and counselors for the past 2 weeks, and I wanted to get it to you as soon as possible. I borrowed heavily from content from the following sources, and there are 4 websites that will be shown in the description of this video down below, and they are from Astrology Zone, Spiritual Gangster, Chani Nicholas, and Teen Vogue. So let's start with the basics. What is Mercury, and what's the big deal about it going retrograde? Now, I know that Mercury is the fastest planet in orbit around the sun. It completes its orbit much faster than any of the planets in our solar system. I did not pull all the data points. If you are so curious and want to find out more, you are welcome to go and research on your own. But we are currently experiencing a Mercury retrograde. And usually you hear a lot from people saying, don't start anything new, don't sign any contracts, don't form any agreements, don't do this, don't do this. And I'm telling you right now, if you take that mentality through any retrograde, everything you can possibly think of that may go wrong probably will, because that's what you're expecting, and we'll touch more on that in a minute. But what is Mercury in terms of energetic? Okay, Mercury is the Greek god. Hermes was the Egyptian counterpoint, and that's a slash with Thoth. All right. He was the messenger, the teacher. He was the god that went back and forth between the other gods, between like Olympus and, wherever on the mothership, wherever they were, going back and forth. He was the fastest god in that pantheon. And so that is what he is known for, is for speedy communications as well as travel. He is known as the communicator god. The Egyptian god Thoth was the inventor of writing. He created languages and served as a scribe to the other gods, as well as interpreter and advisor. Okay? Now, millions of people don't know anything about retrogrades. They don't even know what the word means. And for them, nothing goes wrong. Now, granted, a lot of those people don't use a lot of technology and electronic devices, electrical devices, but that doesn't matter because gods are not tied to any one particular format and anything involving communications. So anything involving people talking to each other, and even non-technology societies still talk to each other. They have communications. So they can be affected by it, except that they're not. because they don't know that they're supposed to be. Nothing happens, okay? If you believe the retrograde will bring you something negative, you're right, because you're always right. Whatever you believe is what will be, always, okay? There's never going to be a time when you're not right. Think of it like the weather. Now, where I live in Albuquerque, New Mexico, it is currently our windy season. If I get an invitation to go explore somewhere cool or spend time with a dear friend or family member, do you think I'm going to put them off because we've got a gale blowing outside? Heck no. We just plan to go somewhere and have an amazing experience together where the wind won't affect us. And when navigating the wind to get to and from our destination, we just plan to deal with the wind. We tie up our hair, put on warm jackets, wear protective eyewear because sand and dust in the eyeballs is never pleasant. Whatever we have available to us, we use and take advantage of. We're forewarned and forearmed and are confident that we can handle whatever comes up because that's the way we're vibing. That's what we're expecting. And what we expect to happen, what we believe will happen, is what will happen. I'm not going to say it again. What you expect to happen will happen. I just can't say it any clearer than that. So, what do we do? And what do we know happens during a Mercury retrograde? Well, communication can be a challenge, obviously. That's it. Really, that's it. We don't have to make it any more complicated than that. That's us humans trying to complicate things unnecessarily. Okay? How you send and receive communication and everything that touches can possibly be more challenging than when Mercury is not in retrograde. In other words, we've looked out the window, we see the tree branches waving up and down forcefully, we can see the glass in the window bowing in and out with the wind, and we can see the rain pelting sideways, blurring everything. What we see, hear, and feel has changed dramatically from the norm. So what do? We plan accordingly. Now, in 2024, Mercury will be moonwalking in the fixed Earth sign of Taurus for this particular transit here in April of 2024. Travel will be intense and can come with delays, and data might be lost on our electronic devices, so back up your information frequently, save often, to avoid any mishaps. When in retrograde, Mercury, like any planet, only appears to be going backward from our perspective on Earth, from where we stand right here. In actual fact, Mercury does more of a loop-de-loop move in the sky, and that gives us a good indication of what we end up mirroring. Retrogrades tend to bring certain issues, people, and opportunities back around. This is kind of karma cleansing time, okay? And it's not anything to fear. We want to continue. If we, are wearing clothes and we see, that we spilled something on it, we don't want to keep wearing the same clothes with the spill. If we don't have the opportunity to completely rewash the entire garment, we can simply spot wash that little area and move on, okay? Don't have to complicate it. It's not that hard. But especially if things are of a mercurial nature or related to the sign that they take place in. So mercurial nature is anything to do with communications, with learning, thinking, reasoning, as well as moving around. We can expect many people to double down in their personal beliefs and act bossy because Taurus, which is the sign that this one is in for this transit in April of 2024, is a stubborn sign that isn't easily swayed to any other perspective but their own. This comes to fruition in relationships, situationships, and financial matters. Exes will return, allowing us to take control of the narrative with them and get closure. And that's if we take that step back, take a deep breath, don't react, respond instead from love after having had that breath, okay? What not to do? No multitasking, all right? No multitasking. There are others who have stated far more eloquently than I. can possibly state how it is actually impossible to multitask. It is just humanly impossible. The human brain can simply only perform one active function at a time. Again, drawing an illustration from computers, you have a bunch of programs running in the background on your computer all the time. It's how your computer is able to function, processing electricity, and performing various tasks required to keep it simply running. In the same way, our brains are running a lot of background programs, so our hearts keep beating, we keep processing oxygen, carbon dioxide from our cells, while metabolizing nutrients from our breakfast, while repairing cells damaged previously, and fighting untold numbers of nasty bugs you were exposed to in the past day. You get the point. In reality, you can only do one task at a time if you want to do it well. And why would you want to do anything if not well? Okay, just going to ask you that. If you want to do it half-assed, that's up to you. And that's what will happen if you try to do more than one task at any single time, especially during Mercury retrograde. Okay? No instruction could be more important during a Mercury retrograde. If you are writing a text or email to someone, having a conversation by phone or in person, researching something using electronic devices online, just take your time. Plan your tasks so you have more than enough time to concentrate on just that one project until it is finished. Let others speak. Once we do break through and allow the words to flow, Mercury retrograde can influence us to keep talking and not allow others to get a word in edgewise. Watch out for taking up too much floor in meetings and dominating the conversation with your consciousness. Again, pause and breathe. Take time to slow yourself down a little bit. Recognize when you are taking advantage of a closed caption audience. That's an instruction to me. And throttle the stream of information that may be pouring out of you. As others speak, send them energy to help them clarify their thoughts. Create a balanced conversation where everyone feels seen and respected. Connect with nature. Things do have a habit of breaking down during Mercury retrograde, especially technological systems. If your website crashes or you're locked out of your email, use the time to disconnect. Go for a walk. Look at the sky or dip your feet into the ocean or a stream, lake, pond. Remind yourself that not everything is digital. And sometimes we need a forced break from our devices to connect with what really matters, ourselves. And this is Mercury giving us a very powerful nudge to communicate with ourselves. Really simply. Okay? Remind yourself that not everything is digital. Use this time to communicate with nature and you'll find yourself better equipped to deal with what is man-made. Read the details. You can sign contracts in a Mercury retrograde, but you want to read them thoroughly twice, maybe 3 times, because you're going to miss stuff. Mercury retrograde has a habit of helping us miss the details, especially in the legal department. Our eyes and mind move too quickly over the words, and we don't give ourselves enough time to process the meaning. Again, breathe and pause. Read things slowly. Take your time with them. You can even ask for an extension. Completely understand what you are signing before you take ink to paper. If you're not comfortable with the terms, allow Mercury retrograde to break the contract and start anew. You'll be better off for it in the long run. And you confirm your plans. Much like contracts, we are more prone during this time to miss details, leading to switched times, missed planes, or forgotten dates. For the next few weeks, double check all meeting times and travel arrangements. Even if you are 1,000% certain you have the right time, still verify. Likewise, have compassion for others if they miss a meeting or run late to your lunch. Time is tricky. Remember, humans are the only ones who think it's linear. It is not. Mercury retrograde makes working with time even harder. Spend time with yourself. A wonderful side effect of Mercury retrograde is the increased ability to talk with yourself. Retrogrades spin the energy inward. With Mercury, our communications begin to flow inwardly instead of outwardly. This allows for deeper access to our heart, our intuition, and our inner compass. Spend time journaling, pulling cards and affirmations for the day. This clarity will help you pace your day and avoid some of the common Mercury retrograde pitfalls. Be open to realignment. If Mercury retrograde breaks something in your world, consider it a good thing. Remember, breakdowns lead to breakthroughs. If energies are perfectly aligned, Mercury won't be able to affect them. If he does wreck a few things, then they were never aligned in the first place. See this as an opportunity to build anew from the ground up. You may have a tower moment, or a few. Don't worry. The only reason why that tower is coming down is because the foundation wasn't sound. I'm not even going to say anything else about that. See this as an opportunity to build anew from the ground up. This next version will have a better foundation, hopefully so aligned it's impervious to Mercury retrograde or anything else for that matter. Now remember, you may have sudden bursts of inspiration since you're now thinking differently, because Mercury retrograde is making your brain actually kind of go backwards and forwards as it's going through this process of re-examining, re-evaluating, re-discerning things that are still not completely healed and released with that love. Okay? You may have sudden bursts of inspiration since you are now thinking differently. Be ready to capture those bursts with non-tech tools like pen and paper. Now, they're not impervious to energetic bounces, but they're pretty sturdy. Now, what you can and should do, okay? Add citrus to your diet. Add citrus to your routine. Use citrus oils. Have citrus fruits out. You can add lemon, lime, grapefruit, or orange to your diet in any way possible, okay? In your drinks, you can squeeze them into your drinks like the juices. You can actually just eat them straight out, like, except for lemons. I don't do well with eating lemons straight from the fruit, but add them to a glass of water throughout the day to ensure you communicate clearly to others and understand them. Now breathe in some lavender. Lavender is the scent of Mercury, so it's a great flower to keep in your home or oil to wear. This flower is also known to energetically clean spaces. You can burn a bundle of fresh or dried lavender, use fresh flowers in a bath, keep them in a vase, or even spray lavender oil to eliminate stale or negative vibes during the retrograde. I place fresh lavender under my pillow to have peaceful and relaxing dreams during the retrograde. You can journal your feelings. We talked before about journaling. Journaling your emotions to keep them in check and understanding your feelings. This is the perfect opportunity to be actually making a note of all of those emotions, getting them out of you physically and into the physical world allows you to release anything that does not serve you. Okay, the more you let your sentiments go and flow on paper, the less you'll hold in. This will allow you to interact better with people because your thoughts won't be bottled up and ready to explode. Acknowledge the past. Look at childhood photos, reminisce, get nostalgic, and talk to friends or family you haven't seen. Play tunes and watch movies from the early 80s or 2010s or whatever it works for you that makes you remember the good old days. If an ex comes back, or you're the ex who's trying to come back, proceed with caution. People often try to get back together during this time, but it's probably a fling instead of a full-on relationship. Try a hint of mint. Mint is another herb like the lavender that's great in warding off the dramatic effects of retrograde, bringing clarity in moments of chaos. Mint tea is a calming drink that can help mend communication issues when they go haywire. I drink mint tea throughout the day. If you're not a tea fan, you can keep a few twigs of mint around your home or add them to a bath when wires get crossed with others. This will help in clearing everything up. Connect with your inner child. Do activities you always wanted to do in your younger years but never did. I love flying kites. Go fly a kite. Go bicycle. Go skateboard. Wear appropriate protective gear if you need to. Paint. Write poetry. Read poetry. There's so many things. This will allow you to be at peace with yourself and to heal the past. Consider some of those scenarios from the past that you know have not been healed, and ask your inner child, how would they want to have it happen? How would they have preferred it to go? And then act that out. Okay? Light some candles. Light a yellow candle for communication or a blue candle for chill vibes. White candles are also good for a pristine environment. This will give you the chance to create the atmosphere you want in your home and get rid of the toxic elements in your life. Technology cleanse with crystals. Keep your electronic devices clean by placing a citrine, blue lapis, or black tourmaline crystal on them every night when you're done using them for the day. Citrine is ideal for enhancing positivity. Blue lapis is great for creating clear communication, and black tourmaline is amazing for protection, all of which is needed during retrograde. And since we use our phones and computers to send information, giving them a crystal charge up will help in the way we connect with others in this digital age. And I always keep a stack of clear crystals and selenite by my computers as well. Declutter your home. If there is anything you no longer want, sell it, give it away to friends, or recycle it. The less disorder you have at home, the easier it is for your mind to think, and less stress will be weighing on your shoulders. Now here's the Mercury retrograde checklist. Okay? Tune inward. Practice being still and contemplative. This is the best time to, if you are not currently doing a meditation practice, to start your day with that first thing in the morning. Don't turn on the electronics first thing in the morning. Don't touch electronics until an hour has passed if you possibly can, if it involves getting up earlier, so that you have that hour before the electronics hit you. Then get up earlier. Okay? Tune inward. Meditate, do yoga, qigong, tai chi, all of those practices, journaling, okay, scripting, the affirmations, all of those are designed to tune you, chakra balancing as well, okay? That's the first one. Number 2, proofread your emails, texts, and tweets. Anything that is being typed on a keyboard of any kind. Look them over before you hit send. Okay? All right. Spend time editing any writing, sound, or video projects. I have spent a great deal of time, like I said, I have recorded this numerous times in various bits and pieces. It always gets recorded in one take. It just may take a few takes. This has been a few takes. But that's my point. spend time editing any writing, sound, or video projects. Read the Orphic hymn to Mercury and ask the trickster to be gentle with its jokes. That one is a fun one. Let me know in the comments if you did that and what you got out of it. If when technology hits the fan, embrace your sense of humor. It's like getting a flat tire. You can jump up and down and yell and scream, and all that's going to do is make you look rather foolish and use a lot of energy that you probably would have had need of to actually change the tire, or in this case, deal with the electronic device. Allow it to restart. Go take that walk in nature. Okay? Back up your devices. Save your material. If you're one of those people that has a tendency to be typing emails or you're journaling online, whatever, save often, save constantly. I do that as a general rule anyways, and I have never been harmed by it. Okay? Just going to say that. Back up your devices, save your stuff. Avoid hand talking with liquid, cups of liquid near your computer or keyboard. I am a great one for gesturing. And I have a teacup next to me with my mint tea. And the only thing I can tell you is that it's lucky that it's almost empty. Okay? Avoid hand talking with cups of liquid near your computer or keyboard. That's a good advice for any time, but especially during the retrograde. And expect public transport to be late and plan accordingly. If you're busing, if you're taxiing, if you're planing, training, whatever it is, stuff's gonna happen, okay? And people are not gonna be having any sense of humor about it. They're gonna be triggered, even more so than normal. You are being called to be the center of calm, to be that island of calm in the midst of the storm, and to carry that calm with you, and to allow others to experience it in your presence and proximity. Don't give it away, okay? There are very good videos on protecting your energy bubble. I strongly encourage you to do that as well. Always, I have shared as well, doing a chakra closing real fast. Just close chakras. Say that 2 words out loud. Close chakras. And have them all button up. If you are going out somewhere in public where you're dealing with public transportation, you've done an alignment. That is the best way I know of to stay in that alignment. Keep in mind, I'm walking in my 5D experience. I'm walking in my 5D experience. And keep that thought going in your mind when you are going outside and dealing with public. You do those 2 things, protect your chakras and protect your energy bubble. Keep that thought in your mind. You're going to be fine. This is an opportunity to grow. Take advantage of it. I love you. Ciao for now.